What's going on, everybody? It's Monkeyfarm, and today we have a special Create Mod tutorial for you. As you can see, we have a tree farm, finally, but it's so much more than a tree farm. This actually is going to generate endless power for us, self-generating or self-powering power, or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And it's also going to give us a ton of stuff like logs from trees. It's going to give us charcoal. It's going to give us some sticks and other stuff too. But the two main things I'm excited about are endless power from this furnace engine, which gives us a ton of power, way more than windmills, way more than fans and water wheels and all that crap. By the way, before we get started, shameless self-promotion here. Please check out my live streams. I'm actually going to be building this in my survival world on my next stream, so make sure you go over there to twitch.tv/monkeyfarm and check those out. I will hopefully see you all there. So this thing is so cool. I hope you guys enjoy it too, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. I would appreciate it, and it will help me not wither away and disappear. So the way this thing's working is we're putting logs in here, and when we burn those logs, we're getting charcoal, and the charcoal comes back and gets used as fuel to burn more logs, and it just fuels itself till the end of time. So it's amazing. I like it. Anyway, so we need a furnace engine attached to this furnace, and then 2 blocks away from that, we need a flywheel. And that will automatically connect. And so this thing is where we're going to attach our machinery. Whatever you're trying to power with this, shafts and gearboxes and, all that stuff. This is the spinning thing right here. All right. So basically, by the way, you are going to need brass for this. It's not a beginner build. You need brass for transposers, for the crates, for the furnace engine, and probably the flywheel as well. So what we need to do, we need to get the charcoal that we just got from burning a log into this crate. And by the way, the tree farm is going to put everything into this crate as well. So everything is kind of coming through this crate right here. All right. So let's say we just had a charcoal come in here. We need to pump that charcoal back into the furnace right here. And we need to tell that transposer, actually, why don't we do this? Why don't we create our charcoal right now? Oh, I have a charcoal. Let's tell this thing to put charcoal only back in that chest. Now, the tree farm is going to give us sticks as well, which you could burn as fuel. So in that case, you'd want to put a filter with charcoal and sticks coming back into this system. So as you can see, our log burned. It came around here and got put back into the furnace. Now what we need to do, since the tree farm's coming into here, we need to get the logs up to the top here. So go ahead and put some funnels there. There might be a cleaner way to build this, but I didn't want to build behind here because I need space for the other stuff to keep this nice and compact. So anyway, take another transposer coming out of that crate, and this is where the logs are going to go. So we need another birch log, and we're going to tell it only send the birch logs back up into this system. Why don't we do that? Shablammy. And there we go. We're going to get another charcoal back into the system right here. Come on. You can use a blast furnace, which will make this thing spin faster. The problem with that is you need ores. You have to burn ores in a blast furnace. So that poses a problem. Unless you only want to use this when you're, smelting ores, then, you got to use a regular furnace. All right, so there is that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the saplings we get from the tree farm, and we are going to send them over to a deployer to basically replant the saplings. We can shift and point it that direction, or you can not shift and point it that direction as well. So basically, our tree farm is going to go right about here, 2 blocks away from that. So the saplings, whenever there's an open spot here, the saplings are going to be replanted, pulled out of that crate, replanted here. We also want to put a deployer pointed at it from this direction, and from here, we are going to basically take, bone meal. So this is going to be our bone meal to speed up the system, or to keep it constantly fueled. I haven't tested out if you can do this without using bone meal. Like, do the trees grow quickly enough? I'm guessing no. All right, let's get started on the tree farm. So on the back of this transposer going into our giant upright crate thing over here, go ahead and put a little crate. And then behind that, this is going to get tricky. So you know how chassis are weird. You have to tell them to grab certain blocks, and sometimes they mess up and you know, you got to mess around with it. So we're going to put 2 chassis behind that crate, but I need this side of this chassis to be sticky. So I'm basically breaking that chassis. So this is how you need it to be, right? And I'll tell you the reason for that is we're putting our sticky mechanical piston pointed at this chassis. So this is the chassis that needs to be sticky to grab this. If I made this chassis sticky on both sides, it wouldn't be grabbed by this. This one has to be sticky on this side to grab that chassis. All right, so hope that made sense. And we're going to put another chassis next to this one, so to make sure they look connected. So it's kind of an L shape, and they're all pointed the same direction this way. And what we need to do is rotate down here. Tell them all to just grab 1 block. So we're going to be moving this chest as well. We don't, if you have any problems, make sure you double check these, because you can't move these transposers. So if it's not working, you might be trying to move some things you can't move or something like that. So anyway, we only want this thing to be grabbing this chest right, or this crate right here. And all these will be pointed or set to 1. And then what we need to do is make this sticky on this side and put our saw on it. So shablammy, I think we are done with that part. All right, let's get some blocks and let's make a clock. Let's go ahead and just put some blocks behind here. We are going to need a sticky piston extension pole, or piston extension pole, just 1. So we're done there. Over here, we are going to want a gear shift. And basically the gear shift is going to go back and forth, or tell the piston to go back and forth. And we're going to put the clock on the gear shift. So every time we toggle it on or off, this piston is going to extend or retract. All right. So the redstone part, nice and simple. I think I've built this in my live streams before. So if you haven't seen any of those, check out my live streams. self promotion here, I guess. We want a powered toggle latch, and we're also going to want an adjustable pulse repeater, and then you can grab 2 of those, or since it's cheaper, just use a regular redstone repeater. And then we need some redstone on top of that, and I guess a button. So the toggle latch, which is basically a T flip-flop for all you old school redstoners, we just get a nice little single block toggle in this mod, so it's nice and easy to use. Let's throw some redstone over here. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to take our adjustable pulse repeater, we're going to scroll it up until it says 10S, which means 10 seconds. So that means every 10 seconds, a little pulse of redstone is going to come out of here. And then we just need to put that back into here, and that's going to toggle the toggle latch, which is going to toggle the gear shift, which is going to toggle the piston. Get it? All right. And then we need to start the clock with a button. And other than that, that should be done. Trying to think. Anything else weird going on there? So the clock is going to start. This thing is not all powered up, so nothing's going to happen yet until we get our motor all connected here. But I just want to make sure the clock is working. So there's the pulse, and it just toggled that off. So there, it's working. Very good. Now, this thing creates a ton of wood and charcoal, so you could probably increase this to like a minute or a couple minutes. Who knows? But I just have it running every 10 seconds. And basically, the reason we're moving the saw, this whole thing with the piston, instead of just having the saw pointed right at the tree the whole time, is that when a crate is connected to these chassis and one of these type of blocks that saws down or drills or, you know, does stuff like that, what happens is anything connected to these chassis, all the drops generated from this, they're all going to be sucked into this crate. Otherwise, they would just fall on the ground and we'd have to build something else to pick them up and put them into this crate. So this is going to be nice and clean and easy, right? So that's why we want to move this with a piston. Okay. So that's that. All right. So the final thing we need to do is we need to take the power coming out of this flywheel and connect it to everything in the tree farm so that the tree farm will run, and that will basically fuel the furnace that's powering the flywheel. So that is closing the full loop of self-poweredness or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and use up a bunch of gearboxes. So we'll take a gearbox out of the flywheel. Take a shaft. We'll turn the corner down here. Basically, I want to run a shaft all the way across the bottom so we can power this thing, and that thing all from one little shaft thing down here. All right, so let's turn the corner again. Let's put a few shafts. Let's see, we need to power this thing. So let's put a shaft and an upright gearbox there. We need a gearbox underneath it. Let's see, upright, and connect those two. Let's keep the shaft going further over here. One more, and then an upright gearbox there. Whoops. Wait. And here, I guess. Yeah, it's got to connect to the side. We can probably actually rotate the deployer. I don't know. I haven't tried to point them down. But anyway, if that works, then you can maybe save a gearbox. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And then another gearbox there. We'll connect that. So I think everything should be hooked up. All right, so we're probably ready to test this thing out. So let's throw a bunch of bone meal in there. Let's put a sapling down here. And then we're just going to need a bunch of logs to kickstart this furnace. Now, we're only going to need one in here, I think, because we're going to burn more logs. Depending on how fast our tree grows and how fast it's sawed down, whatever time that takes, we're probably going to need maybe like, I don't know, 5 logs up on the top. So basically this first one is going to give us another charcoal, and then we'll be rolling there. As long as this thing is running. There we go. Oh, we just missed it. We already had a tree. So did we get a sapling from that? There, it looks like it finally made it into the system. Okay, so the clock is running. The saw comes out, says, hey, there's no tree here. Screw you. I'm going back in 10 seconds. There's the tree. All right, so the next time this clock cycles, the saw is going to saw this thing down. Let's see. Oh, we do have some sticks in here. Let's see. Are we good? We're good. Yeah, we already have 3 charcoal and 7. There we go. So we got some more. We should get some more logs in here any second. Yeah, there. So the logs finally made it through all of this stuff. Now we have 13 logs and 5 charcoal now. So we're already way ahead of schedule. Like we're already profitable. In other words, you know. And then what'll happen is once this thing overflows, we'll get a whole stack of both of these in here. We'll have excess charcoal in this crate. We'll have excess wood logs up here. We can just come grab them whenever we want to build, you know, whenever you need extra. This thing will be running continuously forever. Let's see. The clock should make this thing run. Here goes another tree. Shablammy. And then there's a stack of more saplings and more logs, and they're all getting sent through the system as well. So this thing is running. We did it. It's amazing. So how beautiful is this little thing? All right, that's it. That's how you build the automatic or fully self-powered, what do you call it? Furnace engine or self-powered tree farm. I don't know what it is, but I guess it's a tree farm, but it's like it's a self-powered furnace engine too. So I don't know. I guess I got to come up with a good name for it. But anyway, I hope you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed building it. I think this is probably my favorite contraption I've built so far. Make sure you check out my live streams. I build all this stuff in survival over in that world, so it's a lot of fun, and we have fun over on Twitch, chatting and all that stuff. And also, we are resetting the Patreon server as well when 1.16 comes out. So if you want to join that, go to my Patreon page. There's a link down below there. So anyway, I will see you guys next time.